everyone, welcome back to Tavern Tea episode 4. Today we'll be talking about the controversy surrounding... I always forget what. Wait.
Today we talk about what... Oh, that is hard.
I know.
Today we talk about the tweets of Ocelote. He's the CEO of G2. And you might think, oh, why do I care? Like, G2 is one of the big orgs that are prevalent in Hearthstone, right? Like, RDU is in it, TATE is in it. And you all know Andrew Tate, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
No female human or Ferengi can order
Andrew Tate.
Submit.
Yeah, you all know Andrew Tate. He's like the biggest sexist, misogynist that has ever been on the internet. He recently was just banned from the whole internet. He was banned on Facebook, Twitter, banned on
Instagram,
TikTok.
I think YouTube as well, right?
Yeah, basically everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And yesterday, Carlos, aka Ocelote, posted a tweet attaching a video showing him partying with Andrew Tate.
And that just gave like a huge backlash on Twitter. Everyone was losing their mind. And I kind of really like that people took a stance against it. Like other times where sexism was there in esports, a lot of people didn't say anything. So I'm glad it was different this time.
But the thing is, he received a lot of backlash. And you think that he would back down, but he didn't.
No, he didn't!
No.
Yeah, then a few hours after, he had like another tweet. And he said, nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I draw my line here. I party with whoever the fuck I want. I mean, I got like 35,000 likes, 5,000 retweets. Yeah.
It's just such a weird hill to die on, isn't it? Is it really worth it? Like, really, you really want to defend being friends with this horrible human being? I don't understand.
I don't understand either. And especially, it's not he's like any person, right? He's the CEO of G2. He has a lot of content creators under his wing. And also a lot of teams, right? Like imagine you stream under G2. Imagine how your chat looks like, because you have to justify why you are in G2 in the first place. You can't blame those streamers like immediately, right? I just imagine myself in G2. I wouldn't be able to quit immediately because it is a lot of monetary gain that you have being in an org. It's just too good to just like quit, and getting a new org is kind of difficult. Even though when you are a big streamer like TATE and RDU, those are the two people in G2 right now in the Hearthstone scene, you should be able to get a new org quite quickly, but it's always a big of a hassle, you know? Also like job security.
Yeah, that's true. It's really difficult, isn't it? Maybe they want to speak out against him and his behavior, but it's really difficult when he's kind of like your boss.
Yeah, also what I meant to say was Ocelote doesn't give a shit about them, you know? Like you can't just do this shit. As a CEO, he had to know that the backlash would be there against Andrew Tate. It has been all over the internet, and if he is friends with him, he should know. And he should prioritize the happiness of his streamers, of his teammates, more than a friendship. And it's not like he couldn't have been friends with him, right? He wanted the attention posting this stupid ass clip on Twitter. He wanted it. He wanted the Andrew Tate fanboys.
For sure.
He just didn't think that people would go after the sponsors of G2.
Do you think that's what happened? Is that why they backtracked a little bit?
Yeah.
Because he was so like set on, oh, you know, it's none of your business who I'm friends with. And then he has to release this statement that was clearly written for him by a PR team. Many G2 fans were let down this weekend, which created confusion and what I stand for. It has always been my consistent target to stand for absolute equality of opportunity, regardless of who you are or where you're from, which is what gaming is all about. Make no mistake, my life was full of learning, and I had my fair share of situations I got into in the past. I failed to read this room right, feel terrible about the discussions it created, and will stand up and accept the consequences in full. What consequences? There's no consequences!
It's just so weird. You just know that G2 just like emailed him and was like, yo, Ocelote, you can't do that shit. Apologize right now. We're all gonna gonna lose our jobs. Because I'm sure people went after the sponsors. If you just look at the G2 Twitter, you know, like the banner, you see what sponsors they have. They have Lenovo, BMW, Philips, Adidas, Logitech, Red Bull, Aegon, MasterCard, Betway, Seasonic, Pringles, Herman Miller.
Oh my god, those are huge sponsors.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't want to be associated with Andrew Tate.
No.
And no, there's just no way.
There's no way. Okay, there must have been some pressure from the sponsors, and that's why he was forced to release that pre-written statement that was clearly not written by him. G2 eSports also released a statement on their Twitter account.
Hey G2 Army, last night we failed you. The actions of our CEO's poker language in stark contrast with the value and the culture G2 lives by and strives for. And for that we apologize. Since our creation, we have worked hard to build a safe and inclusive environment to enjoy esports. These are just small steps in the right direction we need to take as a company. We'll continue to do our best each and every day to improve ourselves and the industry at large. After internal discussion, Carlos and our supervisory board have mutually agreed that he would take 8 weeks of leave as CEO and suspend his earnings during that time. Thank you to the G2 Army and the esports community for holding us accountable. G2 esports.
What kind of punishment is that? You know, I thought maybe I was being too optimistic. I thought that he would just quietly resign.
He owns the whole thing. He made it, you know?
Yeah, but
so he can't just resign.
Like, if sponsors pull out, then what's gonna happen, right? Then it's gonna be nothing. The organization's gonna be nothing without sponsors.
Yeah, I feel like it's such bullshit. All he does is take 8 weeks off. Like, 8 weeks for what? To party with
I
Andrew
know!
Tate
It's gonna be like a holiday for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nothing. It's just BS.
He didn't even apologize himself in his tweet.
Also, the apology was bullshit. Do you know what he did?
Oh, yes.
When you go through his likes,
Yeah.
like right after the apology, he liked things like, "Oh, King, don't let them get you down. These snowflakes."
Oh my
you
god.
know?
Let me read some of the tweets he's like. Carlos giving himself an 8-week vacation after ruining the org's image.
He even liked, "Man spends the night liking poor Tate tweets and gets told by his PR team, you have to tweet this." He liked that tweet.
He liked his own tweets.
He wants people to know, I feel like, that he is not serious and that he is forced to do it.
Yeah.
So he looks good in the Andrew Tate fandom, I think. Like, Ocelote is like a very OG pro. He used to be a League of Legends streamer, and I've been following League of Legends since like season 1. I love the pro scene. And he's always been kind of cocky, you know? Kind of self-absorbed, kind of narcissistic, always like, "Oh, look at me, I'm the sickest." It's so weird, and I feel like he has not grown out of it. It's over 10 years ago, and I feel like he's just still the same.
Probably, especially now that he's probably got a huge head for being a CEO, right? Some of the other tweets he's liked. Based ex-CEO for 8 weeks in brackets. Go take that vacation, champ. Well, he's actually admitting that it's a vacation for him. Dude, this is so insincere.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Never apologize to the mob.
Yeah. The apology means fucking nothing. It's just a spit in the face, I feel like, for all the women in esports. Because if you don't know, Andrew Tate really did a number. Like, even in my chat, people came and were like, "Oh, Andrew Tate, W."
Really?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Are you serious? No.
Yeah, because sometimes I do talk about like sexist things that happen in esports. Like, once you mention something like that, all those boys crawl out of their dungeon. And then suddenly people were mentioning Andrew Tate. It's weird to see. I don't talk about it a lot because it always happens. But you really did see a shift, even like online. Even if you scroll down those tweets, you can see like if you scroll down not for a minute, people say, "Yo, women are bad at video games." You will find it so many times, and then people argue about whether it is environment that keeps women away from esports or because they're bad. And all the Andrew Tate people just say, "Yeah, they just suck. That's why they aren't there." Not because it's sexist as shit.
I feel like people who would actually follow Andrew Tate are so insecure themselves. They feel threatened by women who are better than them at games, right? This is like their only thing. They want to feel like they're superior in some some ways.
Yeah.
So they're just insecure little boys that can't handle women being better than them at something.
I mean, of course there are women that are shit at games, but there's just as many men that are shit at games. Oh my god. So now we're just going to take a look at what the Hearthstone community said about this. And one tweet that I really liked is subtle. He said, failing to read the room means you think that person's values are acceptable in the right room. That is so true, right? He felt comfortable to even say it. The fucking state of this, you didn't fail to read a room, you supported an actual evil person and then doubled down on it when challenged. This isn't an oops. True. Enjoy your 8-week holiday while this all blows over and gamers move on harassing female developers over some shit that doesn't matter at all. I swear to God, if some of y'all could direct your righteous anger at some shit that actually mattered. That is so true. My God, if more people would just speak out. I feel like in the Hearthstone scene, so many just don't say anything. And I feel like this really does affect us because especially in Hearthstone, we have a big problem historically with sexism and it doesn't really get better. I feel like this would be a good opportunity for people to say something.
But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Hearthstone boys, especially big Hearthstone streamers who are men, they don't like saying things.
They don't.
No, they don't say anything.
No, because you know why? 98% of the viewers are male. And whenever you say anything supporting women, you have to have a fat ass discussion. The issue is though that the women are doing it. But the guys, for the most part, are not.
No, the guys aren't saying much. No, I haven't seen any big Hearthstone streamers come out and say anything about this. I've seen quite a few small ones come out and the casters have been quite outspoken about it as well.
The casters are always
the casters are really good about speaking up, and I've seen you talk about it and Slysssa talk about it and nobody else. I always think, do I want to speak out about this, or I don't want to give Andrew Tate more attention that he already has on these platforms, because so many people don't even know who he is, and then you bring him up and they're like, oh, who is this dude? And they look him up and they learn about him and what he does, and then their life is just worse than it was before. Like, I missed the time I didn't know who Andrew Tate was.
Okay, the issue is though, Andrew Tate was the most Googled person for so long. So you don't really give him more attention. I feel like if it's negative attention and you kind of educate people on why it's wrong or why it's fucked up, it's just a net positive. Because you can't just let it go rampant. Like, especially in the Hearthstone community when 98% are male or you have male viewers, it's just so important. And it is also way easier for the guys to speak out than the women, because the women always get put down, right? But if a guy says something, you are more likely to listen to them. That's just facts.
Yeah, it is true when a guy speaks out. These men are more likely to listen to them, but they also sometimes probably are afraid of the backlash, right? Because they'll be called like white knights or simps or something. I don't know. It's just so toxic.
It's so weird. Like, I feel like they would get a lot of praise for speaking out, even though it should be maybe not expected, but it should just be normal.
Yeah.
To speak out. Like, my God, like the Hearthstone scene is just so male dominated. We just need some male role models. Yeah, role models. Yeah. And I feel like Soto does a good job whenever something like this comes up. He says something. I feel like people should be inspired a little bit more by this. And I wonder what Tyson other viewers are gonna say, honestly.
They're not gonna say anything.
Like, I don't want to really call them out. And they are in a really shitty position. But other G2 members have also said something. Honestly, I think they're just not gonna say anything. But it would be a good opportunity to just show a little bit support to the female gamers, to the female Hearthstone players. Just make them a little more comfortable. Because my God, this shit makes me feel like we have no place in gaming and that it's never gonna change. Because if we just keep ignoring these issues, it's never gonna get better.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't say anything, they're gonna think it's okay to normalize this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And more people are gonna think it's okay to do shit like this. It's just going to drive women further away from games, from Hearthstone, from esports.
I hope something will happen. I hope that sponsors will pull out. I hope that not after this 8-week vacation, nobody is going to care anymore. Think about it. I mean, that's the whole reason he's taking 8 weeks off, right?
I mean, 8 weeks vacation, that's not good enough. He needs to leave. If they want this organization to prove that they really stand for equality and are welcoming to women, then this dude needs to leave, okay? He needs to quit as CEO and let someone else take over.
Could there be a way that he doesn't leave? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe take some courses. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to get back from this. Like, take some courses, make some effort, but don't take an 8-week vacation.
Yeah.
Like, do something. Like, do something. Educate yourself. Stand up for the women in gaming, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he can put a positive spin on it. But honestly, I feel like at this point, everything would be PR. Everything would be PR because we saw his likes. We saw his bullshit. He is a snake. Snake.
The thing is, you know what that's saying, right? Show me who your friends are, and I will show you who you are.
True.
He is friends with Andrew Tate. There is no reforming him.
That's true. Oh man. It's just so sad though, because G2 was one of the big orgs, and I feel like a lot of Hearthstone streamers aspire to be in there. We have only Liquid, we have Complexity. Work, by the way.
Hashtag not sponsored.
And we have G2. Those are the big three. And when G2 is away, then my god, there's not so much left.
I mean, they can always join another esports team. Just because there aren't any at the moment doesn't mean there won't be any in the future.
I feel like Hearthstone is just on a dying hill. Like, you'll be very, very lucky to get signed as a Hearthstone player. It is more like you get hired as a content creator, because Hearthstone esports, no, that's in the past.
Okay, so Zach O also had a funny response to the Carlos apology. TLDR, what does TLDR stand for?
TLDR means too long don't read.
Okay, too long to read. I'm sorry, our sponsors threatened to leave.
Yeah, that is the only reason he said it. Like, that's on point. You got it, Zag.
Luna tweeted about the situation as well, and she said, how can anyone say G eSports gives a fuck about women when their CEO proudly tweets this? The statement is in literal contrast with what the leader of the entire operation is saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
It's so true. It doesn't really make any sense. He says one thing and then their organization says another thing. He puts out a bullshit non-apology, and then while he's doing that, he's also liking tweets that are supporting him and Andrew Tate. It's like, what?
Yep, it's just all about the money. It's all about the sponsors.
But surely the sponsors will see right through it, right? Because nobody is falling for their bullshit.
I think they thought that it would be easier to fool the people. Honestly, there's not much they could have done after the first 2 tweets of Ocelote. His him saying, blah, blah, don't police my friendships. It's just BS. Maybe it would have gone better if we didn't like those tweets.
Maybe.
Maybe, but my god, it just looks terrible now.
Dude, have you seen he changed his name on Twitter as well, and his profile picture? And then his name is like this little smug little smile. I just want to punch it in the face. Like what
relief.
is your name?
Oh my god, you're right.
What?
Like,
he's not sorry
disgusting.
at all. He's being smug about it. And he's changed his profile picture to a picture of an egg, I think, of a phoenix maybe. It looks like a phoenix to me.
Oh, like a phoenix just has this symbol of rebirth, right?
Yeah. He's like, oh, you can't kill me. I'm gonna come back stronger, blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
Yeah.
It's just so arrogant.
He's so fucking cocky.
He thinks he's untouchable.
Narcissist.
Frick. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tavern Tea.
Let us know what you think about this in the comments. How maybe tell us how you would. No, fuck that. Don't tell us anything.
No, tell us stuff. Tell us where you stand on this issue. Oh no, wait. I want everyone to come up with the most creative insult you can think of for Andrew Tate in the comments.
Ooh. Bye everyone. Have a good day.
Wait, are we done?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye. For those of you who don't know, Andrew Tate is a human pile of garbage. Let's clap.
Okay.
Louder, dude.
I'm trying.
Come potatoes phasing out. You know what? Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
A broken cock? What?